much hotter from here. So let's see how hot the second match can get. Because your following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
Oh, this was already hot because I came into the building.
Well, calm down. All right, easy, easy. Well, fans, thank you for joining us here. It's still Jefe de Mayo at the Hybrid School of Wrestling. I'm Mike Wilkes, joined by
Dr. The Wife.
And as you heard, Armani Sage, our ring announcer. The following contest scheduled for one fall singles action coming to you here at the Hybrid School of Wrestling as we're waiting on the first competitor to make their entrance, Jay Young.
Jay Young already looking like he's on fire, ready to go. Just trying to burst. Just bursting into the scene, gonna come in here and lay it all out in the ring here at the Hybrid Experience.
That's right. If Jay Young is known for one thing, it is exactly that, leaving it all in the ring, giving it all every time he's between those ropes in that squared circle. Gotta think this is gonna be no different.
We're gonna have to see how this goes, considering the fact that he's going up against a monster in K-Jax.
That he is, the true alpha himself, K-Jax, a man who has been on a warpath since he arrived here at Hybrid. Is Jay Young just going to be the newest name on the list, or is he going to be able to overcome this mountain of a man?
I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
It's the question on everybody's mind as we await the entrance of the true alpha.
The beast emerges from the... There he is, from the curtain. Oh, he's just tearing through, letting the fans know he doesn't really care about what they have to say, good, bad, or ugly.
Well, hey, those fans are taking their safety into their own hands, antagonizing a man like K-Jax. He's not going to be careful about anything he does to these fans if they're not careful themselves. As he gets between the ropes there, see Jay Young pacing. Got to think what's going through his mind is that big man right there, K-Jax.
Already showing the fans those big hands that he uses time and time again to make the chest of the wrestlers he's come up against just sing with pain.
And is Jay Young going to be singing that same tune?
Oh, he's
hold on,
telling Armani to turn over the mic. I felt that.
I think we all did.
We have a match tonight. And I'm pretty sure you all saw RCW got us fighting each other too. A good old K-Jax. Out of the kindness of his heart. Can't dare bring us out. To break a man twice. I don't want to make you handicapped 2 times in a week. I don't want to break your leg, break your face, step on your knees.
Is what?
I'm gonna leave it right there. PG-13, PG-13. Oh.
Hold on.
Conversation interrupted.
Looks like Jay Young was ready to have the match tonight, but you hear the music, the Professor Jesse James coming out here with a microphone.
That's a whole lot of us.
Now I see 2 wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Did you all pay to see some wrestling tonight? Yeah! That's what I thought. Now, seeing as I don't have a match, how about I tap both of you out right here, right now? What do you say about that?
both of them.
Wow.
However strong I may be, I know I can't do it alone. So I went back to the dojo and got a little help. Ladies and gentlemen, the second generation, Jesse Funaki!
All right, there he is, second generation Jesse Funaki, as was called out by the professor, Jesse James.
How about this, Doc? I mean, just in the opening moments of this match, the bell hasn't even rung yet, and this has been taking twists and turns already. We've gone from a singles match between K-Jax and Jay Young to both of those guys teaming up now against not only the Professor Jesse James, but the second generation sensation, Jesse Funaki.
Jesse Funaki coming in here, and now Jesse James, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master.
That's right, both of these guys staring down K-Jax and Jay Young. Doc, I mean, right away we've got to question just the tag team dynamics of both of these two right here. I mean, there we see Jay Young holding the ropes open for K-Jax, giving him a little bit of grace. I mean, but considering we just saw these two guys about to just tear into each other, I mean, you heard K-Jax himself, they have a match scheduled just the next day after this at River City Wrestling against each other, and now they're going up against Jesse Funaki and Jesse James.
It's just a matter of time before we find out, can they coexist with each other? Can they put their differences aside and go up against the monster that is the talent in Jesse James and Jesse Funaki?
That's definitely the question on everybody's mind as Jay Young gets Jesse Funaki in that lockup, but there you see Funaki getting him in that wrist lock. Talking about the experience levels that these two guys bring. Jesse James, of course, bringing that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, well-versed in all various MMA competitions. Saw him come out here with that championship title belt that he won in just such a competition. So we know the bona fides and the pedigrees that the professor brings to the table. Jesse Funaki, also, I would say a similar experience. Don't know if he has the mat know-how that Jesse James does, but has spent literally his entire life at the knee of his father, Sho Funaki, pro wrestling legend, and gotta think he's learned a thing or two in that time.
Well, we got to give it to Jay Young as well, because this is a wrestler, a fighter, who has put a lot of intensity, a lot of work into making sure his opponent knows exactly where he's coming from. This man lives to fight, quite literally.
Well, he's going to have to be careful. He might get more than he bargained for. Jesse Funaki maintaining wrist control into the roll-up, but just a 2 count. Jay Young kicks out, but gets caught with the arm drag. Gives him one of his own.
Comes back with another one. Jesse Funaki keeping him down, wrenching that arm, trying to put some torque in that shoulder of Jay's.
Jesse Funaki transitioning so smoothly from that hip toss into that arm bar right there. See him maintaining the wrist control again, holding onto his own arm to maintain that leverage. Jay Young does manage to get to his feet, but you see, Doc, he's trying to maintain that hold and relieve the pressure, successfully getting Jesse Funaki over into a hold of his own.
And then any little move can pull that shoulder right out of its socket. That arm bar is held tight by now Jay Young, who is now in control. The energy being drawn in by Jesse James. Jesse on his feet once again. Jay Young at the ropes.
And compare that with what you see across the ring and just big K-Jax just looking like a predator laying in wait, not trying to get anybody excited, anybody behind his tag team partner. He's just waiting for his moment to get in there and do some damage. Jay Young, though, looking like he's making something happen himself. Jesse Funaki flips out. Jay Young sent to the ropes.
Here comes... Ooh, Jesse Funaki was going to attempt to get Jay Young back down, but instead Jay Young was able to fire back at Jesse's torso.
Near fall off the backslide. Jesse Funaki hits the drop kick. Jay Young goes down.
And here comes the professor. Jesse James jumps right back in. Jesse Funaki holds Jay, so his partner can come right back in there.
Russian leg sweep, double team maneuver. Bit of miscommunication. Jesse James going for the pin, though. I think right there is exactly what we were speaking about, Doc. I mean, neither one of these two teams are exactly well-seasoned when it comes to tagging together. I mean, we see Jay Young talking a little bit of trash to K-Jax maybe, definitely not happy about how this match has gone for his team. Jesse James squaring up against this big man. Oh, and just
Looks like there's a strategy in mind here. Jesse James already going for the lower part of the big man here.
That's right, Jesse James. Again, a fighter knows exactly what he can do in that ring, and this is not the first time he's been going up against a bigger opponent. Jesse James knows he's got to target one specific limb, take out the wheels from under a big man like K-Jax, but you can't account for just raw power. Jesse James does manage to reverse out of it. Get over in the corner, Jesse Funaki making the tag.
Jesse Funaki already in there with Jesse James. Woo, both of them giving a big old chop to K-Jax, but K-Jax is not allowing them to muscle him around the ring.
That's right, this may be wishful thinking on behalf of the two Jessies. K-Jax just big clubbing lariat, both men go down.
You can hear each of their heads hit the canvas. Jay Young and K-Jax exchanging some words, maybe some glances. Hopefully this is them trying to communicate something on a positive level, some teamwork.
I think K-Jax is trying to communicate one thing with everybody here, including Jesse Funaki, and that is just sheer violence as that slap echoes throughout the building. Jesse Funaki just in a world of pain on the mat, and K-Jax looking like he's about to play with his food.
Looks like. Is he currently playing with his food just to see if he can get in the head of the professor? Jesse Funaki now being thrown across the ring into the turnbuckles.
And K-Jax, of course, a big, strong man. We've seen him throw his weight around literally a few times, more than a few times. But Jesse Funaki, he's got to make something happen. He has all the hype in the world coming into this match, but can he deliver on it going up against the true alpha K-Jax, who is just lifting this man up? I think Jesse Funaki just might be out on his feet.
We're going to have to see if he can find the energy, but he's definitely getting busted up. He's holding on to the lower part of his spine, but that doesn't seem to matter to K-Jax, who comes right back in. But
hold on, Doc.
Jay Young tags in.
That's right. Jay Young, K-Jax not looking to make the tag, but Jay Young opting to tag himself in. Gotta think there's a little bit of a trouble in paradise already between these two men, as Jay Young maintaining that wrist control, just planting these big boots into the ribs of Jesse Funaki.
Snap suplex, and down goes Jesse Funaki.
Jay Young goes for the pin. 1, 2. Not enough to put Jesse Funaki away. The suplex did some damage. You see Jesse Funaki rolling around in pain, but Jay Young not exactly quick to capitalize on his opening here, Doc.
And this seems to be the strategy for Jay. There's every man for himself, and I'm not sure if that's going to bode well for his tag team, considering he's got such a tank in his corner.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely can make the case. Jay Young looking out for himself, not exactly paying to his team's strengths, which would likely be tagging in a big man like K-Jax. But also in the same breath, I don't think Jay Young is terribly concerned about what's best for his team right now. I mean, we have been talking about it. Tomorrow, K-Jax and Jay Young do have that match against each other. Got to think that was what's going through his head. So cooperating with K-Jax, likely not at the forefront of Jay Young's mind. But nonetheless, he may have to get over any misgivings if he wants to pull out a victory in this match.
Well, perhaps we have to look on the other side of this coin. This might be the strategy that Jay Young is looking to do, is take out Jesse Funaki and give Jesse James to K-Jax.
Now, there may be something to that, maybe a bit of an offering to K-Jax, maybe a bit of a peace offering, if you will, in this type of situation. I could see where that might be the case, but I mean, just do not think that's, K-Jax trying to make the tag, didn't quite get there. Jesse Funaki does take Jay Young down, but K-Jax runs in anyway. The big lariat takes him down. You see the referee, Floyd Curl, arguing with Jesse James.
Well, K-Jax now arguing with Jay Young in the corner. They're not exchanging words of praise to each other. Jesse Funaki takes down K-Jax, but could not keep that cover down.
Now, you want to talk about miscommunication? That was directly due to K-Jax arguing with his teammate. Jesse Funaki managing to take advantage with a roll-up pin and quite honestly paying for every bit of it right now. Just the hard heart punch from K-Jax. Looks like he's calling for the end. Jesse Funaki
taking a lot of damage. Now back on his feet forcefully by K-Jax. Now K-Jax holding the wrist of Jesse. Jesse putting a big boot to the torso of K-Jax. K-Jax trying to shake it off, but here comes Jesse. K-Jax instead catches him in midair.
And just sheer strength on part of the true alpha K-Jax. Saw him looking at Jesse James, and he just slammed his tag team partner to the mat.
I think he's just trying to tear up his spine so those high drop kicks aren't a thing anymore for Jesse Funaki, but he still manages to stay in the match.
I think this nonchalant pin from K-Jax may have given Jesse Funaki the freedom he needed to kick out of that. I mean, K-Jax has definitely been on a warpath since getting back involved in this match. Jesse Funaki been absolutely flattened so far. See him reaching, trying to get to his partner, to Jesse James, but just unable to climb this big mountain of a man.
He's close enough to make that tag, but K-Jax keeping him far enough to taunt the Professor. Look at how he holds his arms up, just pretending like something's going to happen, but instead throws him to his corner.
And again, just raw strength. I mean, that is another grown man that K-Jax is throwing across the ring. Manages to knock the Professor off the apron. Just more insult than injury.
K-Jax like a panther pouncing on his prey. And Jay taking the time to get the tag back in.
And K-Jax obviously upset with Jay Young on that one, thinking he had it well in hand. But K-Jax no longer the legal man. Jay Young only able to get a 2.
Is this for the glory of the win that he keeps jumping in like this?
Well, I think it's the glory of Jay Young and not necessarily anybody else. I mean, Jay Young's still a singles competitor at heart.
This is true.
Got to think he factors into everything in the match, factors into that mindset.
Ooh.
Oh, but got to think maybe didn't factor in that jawbreaker from Jesse Funaki.
He's now taking furious punches from Jesse, but delivering some of his own. Jay Young shaking off what Jesse Funaki has already delivered. Both men now exchanging shots.
Jesse Funaki going blow for blow with Jay Young. It says a lot about this young man's heart to just go into an exchange like this after just the beating he's been on the receiving end of so far. And Jesse Funaki refusing to go down. Catches Jay Young with the enziguri.
Tags in his partner now, K-Jax, the fresh man in. Looks like he has a maniacal smile, enjoying the violence he's about to inflict on Jesse, but missed. Jesse was able to get out of that boot just in time.
You saw K-Jax picking his moment to throw that big boot, waited just a little bit too long, got hung up in the ropes. The Professor Jesse James getting the tag. In comes the black belt himself. These hard shots to K-Jax, but just proving too big of a man to take down.
He's going to have to continue throwing those shots in. K-Jax in the clutches of the Professor.
An Olympic-level slam from Jesse James. He goes for the pin, but no, just K-Jax too strong, just throws him off.
He's going to have to work on his limbs now. The Professor very knowledgeable in this area, but instead kicked off by K-Jax.
Again, just too big and too strong as K-Jax. Jesse James looked like he might have been going for a figure 4, but K-Jax, those big, strong legs just booting Jesse James into the corner.
Going for his partner, but his partner ignores him, jumps off the ring apron, shakes his head, and leaves K-Jax alone.
Well, I think that clears up any misconceptions or guesswork as far as we're concerned, Doc. Jay Young, K-Jax.
Uh-oh.
The honeymoon phase is over. I think this team is broken up.
Oh, they're having a fight on the outside, pushing each other. They keep shoving each other, pushing back, and they're arguing. This is not the way this match we thought was going to go.
Not at all, but you do hear the referee, Floyd Curl, counting in the background. But hold on, a moot point. K-Jax and Jay Young trading blows on the outside.
Oh, here comes Vance Jackson trying to separate the two men, but it's kind of hard when you have two big guys going at each other. The count continues, and there's the bell.
The 10 count has expired. This is a disqualification. And
inevitably, that's where it is. It is what it is. Jesse Funaki, Jesse James. Now the winners. Here comes K-Jax.
Hold on, he may not be done. Jesse James still looking for a fight, but K-Jax looks like he is concerned with only one thing, and that is Jay Young. The Jesse's deciding discretion may be the better part of valor here. Looks like they may have been getting out of the ring.
Is this going to be another match? Looks like K-Jax is getting ready for something.
I don't know if it's going to be a match so much as a fight. Jay Young. And here we go. Both these. Hold on. Jesse Funaki, Jesse James, all three men teaming up to take on K-Jax, who just shrugs them all off. The knee from Jesse Funaki, the enziguri, and the pump kick. The true alpha has been rocked. Jay Young whips him into the ropes, and the back elbow sends him down.
The great way of getting 3 people together is to team up against the one person they have in common that they don't want to get away with this nonsense. K-Jax on the ground rolls out of the ring, and all 3 celebrate. Is this a team up for later, maybe?
Well, maybe. We'll see what the future holds. Jesse James, Jesse Funaki picking up the victory. As far as Jay Young is concerned, he'll be in action against K-Jax in River City Wrestling. But fans, for Dr. The Wife, I'm Mike Wilkes. This is Jefe de Mayo. Don't go anywhere. We'll be bringing more action to you.
Tomorrow at RCW, Jay Young versus K-Jax. And there's no running K-Jax. It's just me and you.
I'm going to bet you for your whole family. And your whole family. That was 3-on-1. You know what you're doing. You know one time for Jay.